Yeah, fairly quick one most likely, already all grouped up, and we'll be moving into a three-man setup on the bomb site itself. A decent start though from the Glocks. It's actually Tom with the 2 entries. Masuta honestly kind of lucky to have stayed alive and came away with 1 kill in that position, but it's probably not going to be enough. Haji and NBK left in a very difficult position, already having taken some damage, no kit in their possession, and well, minimum when it comes to the utility as well, so I'm not liking their chances.
I'm not liking the chances of Masuto either, dead on the floor for a very long time. We'll get off the camera in a minute, it's a little bug. No worries.
Cold eyes.
The cold eyes indeed. It's cold outside, as I said, so that's fair enough to be fair. Anyway, Haji's going to be moving away to save. That is the only choice. And it might be able to keep Kevlar, at least if we can get 1 more kill, add to the extra money for the next round, perhaps. But yeah, perfectly done. Pistol and execute from Sinners. Yeah, looks like their roster, as we said earlier, is not with Oscar just yet.
It's impressive that it works in general as like a third party.
For sure.
I'm not too nitpicky. Haven't ran the hood a few times. It's a bit of a miracle. But very little utility behind this buy and no kit. They had money for one though.
Yeah, they did. And they had some spare cash. They wanted to try and win by elimination. And guess what? Haji's getting that off to a really good start on the one. Python. Get himself a 1-for-1 as well, so that's fine. 2v4. For Sinners to try and recover. Just a couple of kills would still be handy in this sort of situation, just to keep the economy a little bit honest. As you can see Kenny jumping around there, you can almost like, when a player is playing with more than 100 ping, you can actually see the way the jumps are sometimes, you know, the sort of, you feel the lag even watching them. You can see the high ping player jump around and crouch and stuff like that, so...
Yeah, more so in CS than some other games as well.
Exactly, yeah. I will make sure to reinforce that fact, of course, that from the new people that obviously will join later on.
No excuses. Get good, scrub. He's on a free holiday.
Fair play. More. Should be the last kill coming in.
Doesn't really seem like their plans are going to be as crazy anyway in these initial stages. I think having conditioned Sinners perhaps to expect it in this round, now themselves having slowed down a small bit, waiting for that initial aggression, and at the very least using a bit of utility and time looking for it. Okay, that looked like it was a run boost over on long that Forcey's landed. Will come away with the second one as well. All right, in the meantime, Zero goes for a trade. They're up against Haji and manages to leave Sinners in a pretty decent position. A man advantage, good map control as well here over towards the A side of the map. I do believe they have the man advantage, right? Yeah, the hood was throwing me off. I was pretty sure only 2 had died.
It's at least been recovered though. There is actually a chance in this scenario, but maybe not for too much longer. It's going to be down to Python. NBK is going to be taken down by FaZe. He's having himself around here as FaZe. This is why I was sad. Honestly, a little bit sad that Sinners were taking Oscar back. I mean, it's the obvious decision, and I think it's still correct. But
seems like it's that time again, you know?
Yeah.
They change it up. It's the time they bring Oscar back. And...
yeah, just FaZe just does genuinely have really good form as of late. Like, as I said, a couple of months maybe to begin with where he wasn't really up to scratch, and then he really started to kickstart again. His numbers have been pretty decent, just as good as Oscar, if not better.
If Oscar's back on Sinners, it must be about time for Sprout to try a full German team again, right?
Yeah, the roundabout, huh? The true
we always end up with those 2 things happening, what it seems.
It's like Python's going to decide to save the AK. He's all the way back in T-spawn. So, that round is basically won by FaZe. 3 lovely kills, and as you say, the peaks toward long were really nice. FaZe even takes Kenny's AWP, as if to say.
4. Damn.
What number can you remember?
15? No, I don't think I went like that far. I think I've done like maybe 20s.
I think I was I think I was early
30s.
30s. Yeah, I think I was early 30s as well. At least on my personal stream when I was getting into casting and stuff. So I guess that makes sense. You've been around longer than me, so you are.
Not in life. I think you're older though.
Am I? I'm 26.
Yeah, I'm 24.
Okay, fair play.
Flash deep connector.
I am I'm clearly an old man then, fair enough. Masuta.
I'm not
as
going
we
to call
say-
you an old man because then I'd be insulting myself in 2 years.
Exactly. Masuta, as you said, that's a really nice flash play actually. To the back of Con. No, you don't really see that too often, but I think they maybe confirmed that play. That there was a lurk in that position. I think that took a lot of damage getting that kill.
Just because it is being so quiet.
Exactly, right? There's going to respond. Will be in 0. Lovely double headshot for him. I don't know how he did get a kill in the meantime though, so Falcons have actually retained this man advantage, impressively so, as well to be fair. Shooter being the walking wounded, it might still be a winnable round. Kenny will decide to smoke the molly, but Haji wins a critical duel. All down to 0. Actually, here's the boost in the CT. Now it's just the 2 low HP players. He knows that boost was coming in. That's beautiful. And that it's, I get the impression it's going to be a rough game for NBK and Kenny, considering the current situations that they're in, of course. I'm sure it's a fun situation to be in. I mean, as you say, nice holiday to play some Counter-Strike with the crowd in the show match tomorrow morning. The blast, but yeah, I mean, this is still a pretty important game to keep their challenging spot for next season. I think I would say that I'll probably still be comfortable in the fact that they'll be able to make it happen, maybe from the lower bracket, but still, shox tries to pounce after the 5-7 headshot came through from Haji.
Yeah, I like how calm they're taking it even when they know they're not up against much here. They could have tried to have just bursted onto a bomb site maybe. With that, knocked the confidence even further of Falcons if they could just impose their way in, but Cinders have always been the sort of team that want to maximize every chance really that they have, and see that here, even just a quick fake, nothing too intricate over towards that A-bomb site, but just something to hopefully keep them questioning for an extra 2 or 3 seconds. Just ensure that there's not any support on that B-bomb site if there were defenders, and well, not even quite that. It's been fully abandoned, so the bomb's going to go down, a couple exits at most, I would imagine, for Falcons. I was going to say maybe, because even then, I don't know how worthwhile it would be just basically throwing away the pistols and the Kevlar. So maybe set up around connector and hope someone overextends a small bit, but you don't really need to be hunting these kills down.
Exactly. There's no real need to give up the extra money for Sinners when it comes to the kill bonus as well. Falcons, they can just sit around, look for an exit. Not the end of the world. But this is a perfect start to T-side.
Good luck for a team that isn't using the regular 5, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. I think as well, the bomb almost actually takes some of these players. So, showing why they love it at the moment. I mean, with Inferno coming up next, as I said, I would probably favour a 2-0, to be honest.
If it was to continue at this pace, definitely, but I feel like Falcons still have a lot more to give us. Kenny hasn't even gotten a kill yet. If he can adjust to his ping a little bit, start landing some more cannon-style shots on this CT side, I suppose would be the most we'd expect of him. And that could start slowly turning things around. But they'd want to salvage really all of the remaining rounds right now if they possibly could, if not a good majority of them. Early exchanges, though, not really confirming any kills, and the damage kind of shifting back and forth in both directions. Only now do the trades begin to come in. Push onto this A-bomb site. A sole player at this point, though, just trying to take control and doing a pretty solid job at it. Unfortunately, Zero burns himself alive in the process of getting that kill on towards Kenny. So they won't keep the advantage and they won't keep the bomb site since no one else was ready to follow up.
3v3, 45 seconds. Python could catch some timing here. 40 is completely just focused on Bank. Completely hyper-focused on that. So that's going to be the end of him. Good flag from Python, and that obviously drops the bomb as well. So Sinners could fake the footsteps there from B-Stick. Catches Haji coming up con. And as you can see, had a little run toward Bath and then sort of shifted back. But still, Python is here, and MBK has that AWP too. Sure, on high ping, but if he's holding the right line, he can prevent this bomb from being picked up. Python, it's going to be all him, but B-Stick destroys him, and MBK has fallen back off of it. Bomb can go down, 10 seconds to go. MBK, I think, may decide to look for a pot shot. If you can get one kill and then go for the 1v1, then there's a chance, but not as much chance. There you go.
A very risky play. Stick waiting on the other side of the smoke, and he's ready to punish. Already the man advantage.
And now Falcons feel pressured, right? They feel pressured that they need to do something to recover this game, and nothing really is working at the moment. And I've seen this from them on Overpass recently as well. I think I can't remember which game it was. It was a recent one. I think it was Falcons versus 9, actually, for the regular season of Challenger League. I think that was the first time I got to cast Kenny back in the team. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even say that Kenny or MBK even really was the problem. MBK played really well in that particular series. But yeah, just lack of coordination with some of the plays Masuta was doing, some of the flashes, stuff like that. And you can have the best names in the world on your team, but if you don't have good coordination with the rest of your teammates, then it just doesn't really matter at all. There's a chance for a retake here. In towards CT is okay. It chips down Python and Haji a little bit, but Fozzie's got his sight line up toward heaven. MBK, and really you should be saving here, but even so, that's still a ridiculous shot for Fozzie again. What a flick down. He only had about a head and a shoulder to aim at there, and he hit it.
Yeah, again, it's unfortunate to know that we probably won't really be seeing too much more of them. At least not.
Ballers so much recently.
I
know, and I agree with that entirely. I'm absolutely on board with your opinion, but yeah, just Flusher, especially on Eyeballer's team recently, has just absolutely loved buying MP9s when he's got like 5k in the bank and already has all his armor and utility. It's perfect like for him. It's gonna work out for NBK. Maybe he's thinking, well, high ping. I'm in Abu Dhabi. Maybe I need to press A and D a bit more, wiggle around a bit, make myself hard to hit.
True, actually.
And the SMG could work out. Also helps with extra bonus cash too. As back in the old day, of course, you remember JW, the sword off, bank of Fnatic. Maybe these days the MP9 is the bank of eyeballers on Flusher. But yeah, in general, very good SMG. Maybe people could argue that that's probably, after the A1S nerf, one of the most overpowered guns in the game now, alongside the 5.7 perhaps.
And if you can pull off the MP9, much cheaper, gives you more money.
Yeah.
Why not? Kenny with a decent little flick there as well.
That's his first kill of the game.
A normal kill for Kenny right now is just insane. So just know every time you see him get a regular kill, it's the most ridiculous flick ever. He just broke his wrist on that one.
Yeah, exactly. Nice to see Kenny get off the board. Obviously, playing with the handicap that he's playing with. 2 openers, and it should force Fozzie away. There's plenty of money, but of course no time to do anything, so there's no way he's going for anything here. Honestly, at this point in round 12, where money is almost...
Have any idea? I don't think so.
No, it's over. This round's done. Surely.
Even bounces in.
Yeah, he bounces in. He has a little press of the jump key, right, off the edge of the tunnel, which can like launch you in a bit more, right? It's a really good way to entry monster, actually. We're trying to clear the right side. I think it forces them down quicker
as well, so that you're not in the air quite as long. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah, because you can't actually jump without hitting your head, so it forces you back into the floor. And that's why people do it like that. They entry monster and clear the right side. I always like doing it like that anyway. And there's not really much in the way of sort of inaccuracy either. It's only a very small jump, I would imagine. So Kenny holds a nice angle from bank, gets himself his 3rd kill in 2 rounds. And it's Fozzie and Beastie trying to figure this last few rounds out. Falcons need 5 for sure.
Very slow now from Sinners. To be fair, their slow defaults have been working out overall. They've been good at just getting picks on the 5-on-5s, so thinking that maybe a mistake would have been made here, something they could capitalize on doesn't make sense, but no more time into the bomb site. That's what they need. 4C has the option to lead the charge, trying to hoping to take out a couple players rather while his team. With that now, Sinners seem to have been forced to readjust. They've brought this back towards A pretty quickly, surprisingly, as well. Lost the player, decided, okay, they might be expecting the B hit at this point since they'd pushed someone forward, and he's now fallen back off, so they're hoping if they move quickly that there won't be time for Falcons to readjust once again.
Yeah, and Tom is charging up long as well to at least have some form of split in this. But Falcons got a couple of players here. Oh, that's has to be the ping there. I mean, it's still, I've got to say, give huge credit to that shot. It was glorious. But Kenny didn't even react. Tom with a beautiful trade as well. Or at least not even a trade, just an additional frag to clear up the site. And Haji and MBK have no choice but to go for this. It's the final round of the half. And every single angle can be held, I should say. And of course, the bomb's not default too, so these kits without a smoke are just a bit rough. They spots that one player toward long, they double peek it well. They took a lot of damage for that duel, and that's the biggest issue. MBK will tap it, but really it needs Haji to hold it. There we go, now the hole can come in. MBK hasn't got a smoke, so he's going to have to at least just go for the straight hold. So close, but it doesn't even. Surely they close this out, right?
I mean, they should, but Falcons did start to recover a small bit as the half went on. How rough they were looking, though. I don't know about controlling the pace on this T side. A couple of players also on rough ping. It's not going to be easy. They need a strong pistol here to kick things off. And well, a one-for-one trade onto the bomb site itself is not a terrible result. They should give enough room even for the bomb to go down, but they are going to deal with a very quick attempt at the retake, or at least at delaying that bomb plant. That was clearly the goal there. They're all going to take bank control.
Fair play. Really pushing deep into that situation too. That's going to force the kit away. That's the biggest issue. And Kenny then peeks from green bin, takes the frag beautifully towards shox. So it's all down to 0. He has to tap the bomb. He's about to have 3 players coming his way, and Kenny switches on the burst fire and rips his head off.
Not upgraded at all. You don't see this too often. Sinners are just chilling back on the bomb site. Probably unaware they're against 5 blocks, but it's not really worth the risk. And well, as you can see, the kills will eventually come to them. That's the nature of being on the CT side.
Farm 'em, baby. I do believe Sprout are playing in ESL Meisterschaft, so at DreamHack Hanover, I think it is. I'm not entirely mistaken. So I think that's the main reason why they've decided to reposition that one in the end of year schedule, the very, very busy end of year schedule. All these matches are just absolutely shoved in, aren't they, to the end of December before the break comes in.
Funneled back towards B, which I think is what Sinners wanted, although they have rotated up the 4th player that they were gambling down. Oh, that forces the issue. Haji still comes away with that kill. He was pushed into that angle by the smoke going down. Wasn't quite ready initially. He makes it work, and now on their way into this bomb site. Let's see what they can get done. There's a player pushed up in short. There's a crossfire basically that they have to deal with between the heaven player as well. And as you can see, it's just not really working for them. I think there was a molly kill even.
Of course, going into map 2 as well. Sure, it's a Falcons pick of Inferno, but recently Sinners have genuinely looked a little bit better on it. So we shall see. forzee looking to try and close out map 1. Takes down his counterpart Kenny, except he is awpless on this occasion. Tom finds another. forzee finds his 19th of the game. And it's a very nice performance from everyone across the board in this one, as you can see. shox 12, forzee 19, 0 18, and Tom 16 as well. I think they should be aware there's someone more player here, and yes, to make doubly sure that they clear out shox, but still a 2v3. And Zero's got this big flank organised. Game coming in, there's the headshot. And that's MBK on probably 120 ping to try and clutch. He finds one. And there is a low HP in 0, but he will be stuck between 2 different angles in a moment or 2. So, how does he plant? Where does he plant? It's a fake to see if forzee shows himself. 0 is repositioned as well, just in a decent spot in case he decides to fall away, because there is still time to walk up connector and go toward A. So 0's put himself in the perfect spot, really. NBK refusing to plant at the moment. Just wanting to at least draw out 1v1. But Sinners are just not biting. Finally, they go for the bite, but there you go. forzee was ready and going to trade. 3.